Let's do some flashcards today for UCertify CompTIA CySA Plus. Beaconing, an activity sent to a command and control CNC system as part of a botnet or a malware remote control system and is sent as either hypertext transfer protocol or hypertext transfer protocol secure traffic. Beaconing, an activity sent to command and control as a malicious activity in the form of HTTP or HTTPS. It's either malicious command and control uh, or part of a botnet. Okay. Nagios. Nagios or Nagios?
Nagios.
Okay,
Front,
Nagios.
click to flip.
A popular network and a system log monitoring tool that supports a broad range of plugins. Nagios. Nagios, almost like nachos. Nagios, a popular network and a system log monitoring tool. A system log monitoring tool that supports a broad range of plugins. Nagios, a popular network monitoring tool that supports ah that supports a broad range of plugins. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, I have to flip first then. Windows Management Instrumentation, a type of Pessler router traffic grapher. Pessler router traffic grapher monitoring that provides an interface which allows access to a script and an application for automation uh, of administrative tasks. Whew.
Windows Management Instrumentation,
Okay.
WMI. Back, click to flip. A type of Pessler router traffic grapher, PRTG, monitoring that provides an interface which allows access to a script and an application for automation of administrative tasks.
Oh, it was so loud. Whew. Windows Management Instrumentation. Pe- she said like Pessler. Pessler, a type of Pessler router traffic grapher. A type of Pessler router traffic grapher monitoring that provides an interface which allows access to a script and an application for automation of administrative tasks. Okay, Windows Management Instrumentation provides and hold on, provides an interface for automation of administrative tasks. Provides an interface for automation, an interface which allows access to a script and the script and an application. Script and application for automation and administrative tasks. So the most important is it allows to automate administrative tasks through script and application. And this is type of Pessler, router traffic grapher monitoring that a type of monitoring. Aha, okay. First time I'm hearing this term. A type of Pessler router traffic grapher monitoring that provides an interface. Okay, automates administrative tasks. Pessler router traffic grapher, PRTG. a network monitoring tool that provides access to script or application for automation administrative tasks. No, that provides a variety of network monitoring capabilities such as server monitoring, network monitoring, bandwidth monitoring. Okay, Pixlar Router Traffic Grapher is a monitoring tool that provides variety of monitoring capabilities for bandwidth, network and server. Okay, for server, network, and bandwidth monitoring provides monitoring capabilities. Provides monitoring for network, bandwidth, and server. Pixlar traffic. No, Pixlar router traffic grapher. Okay, next. Correct. Next. Oh, go back. Wait. Okay, we are here. Come on. Correct. Passive monitoring, a technique that relies on capturing information about a network as traffic passes a location on a network link. Passive monitoring, a technique that relies on capturing information about a network as traffic passes a location on a network link. Oh, passive monitoring, a technique that relies on capturing information about monitoring that passed, about the network traffic that passed as traffic passes, about network as traffic passes, a location on a network passive monitoring. No, so it's not the past traffic, it's a current traffic, right? Technique that relies on capturing information about the network as traffic. Mm, it's almost 12 a.m. Passive monitoring, a technique that relies on capturing traffic. No, capturing information about traffic that pass. No, capturing information about network traffic. No, network as traffic passes a location on a network link. All right, next. Denial of service attack. Disruption of service. A type of network attack in which an attacker attempts to disrupt or disable systems that provide network services. Disruption of network services. Network attack in which an attacker attempts to disrupt a network services. Distributed denial of services. A type of DOS, denial of service, attack that uses multiple computers to disrupt network. Computers on disparate dis, disparate networks to launch the attack from many simultaneous sources.
Distributed denial of service, DOS, attack. Back, click to flip. A type of DOS attack that uses multiple computers on disparate networks to launch the attack from many simultaneous sources.
Disparate networks, okay. Disparate networks. What is disparate? Disparate. I want to translate that. Disparate. Da, 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 da. Different. Okay, cool. Miscellaneous. Different. Various. Okay, cool. Disparate networks. A type of DOS, denial of service attack that uses multiple computers to disrupt services, network services. to launch the attack on disparate networks. So uses computers from different networks to launch the attack from many simultaneous sources. Next, command and control. Okay, the infrastructure of computers with which attackers direct, distribute, and control malware over botnets. Botnets. The infrastructure of computers. Command and control. The infrastructure of computers in which attackers distribute and control malware over botnets. Distribute and control malware over botnets. I thought C and C can be done without botnets. Like it can be done just by the attacker having access to the computer, to the victim's computer. I will ask chat. I would never guess that it needs to be just through botnets. Oh, I didn't paste the screenshot. Ah, in the context of botnets, no, doesn't have to be tied to botnets. I knew it. Without botnets, CNC is really just about attackers remotely controlling compromised systems, right? Yeah, so it's not about botnets. This is just the explanation for CySA, CompTIA. Okay, let's go to the next one. I have to press correct, right? Grade this item. Simple network management protocol. Number, oh boy, 25. S SNMP is 25. Hello? Not quite. 161. Uh-oh. SMTP is 25. SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, is UDP 161. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is 25. Okay. Simple Network Management Protocol, UDP 161, is a protocol that allows network devices to send information about important events as simple network management protocol TROPS. A protocol that allows network devices to send information about important events. A protocol that allows network devices to send important informations to to send information about important events as simple network management protocol TROPS. What would be the different name for TROPS? Synonym to TROPS. Give me 5. Alerts. Traps in different words is alerts, notifications, messages, events, signals. It helps me memorize when I ask different terms. Active monitoring. It's like live monitoring, right? A technique that reaches out to remote systems and devices to gather data about availability, routes, packet delay or loss, and bandwidth. data about availability, roads, packet delay loss, or bandwidth. Availability, roads, packet delay, availability, roads, packet delay loss, and bandwidth. Okay, let's do next flashcards. Honeypot, a practice of tricking an attacker into accessing an isolated network or a system so that the attacker may be monitored. Honeypot, a practice of tricking an attacker to access a system and the attacker can be monitored by honeypot, a practice of tricking an attacker into accessing a practice of tricking an attacker into accessing an isolated network or a system, an isolated network or a system, so that the attacker may be monitored. Bad attacker. Okay. Threat intelligence. Threat intelligence. Process of investigating and collecting information about emerging threats and threat sources. Threat, did I press correct? I should. Okay. Threat intelligence. Investigating a process. Threat intelligence, a process of investigating and collecting information about emerging threats and threat resources, emerging threat and its resources, and their resources. Collecting information about emerging threats and their resources. Okay, next. Correct. Correct. Open source intelligence. Open source intelligence is a finding that is obtained through public sources. Open source intelligence, a finding that is obtained through public sources. A finding that is obtained through public sources. Open source intelligence, public sources. A finding that is obtained through public sources. Open, open thread, open source intelligence. Okay, correct. Next, closed source intelligence. So it will be private sources, right? Private sources, yes. A finding that is obtained through private sources. Threat actor. Threat actor is a person or entity that has the ability or intent to impact the security of other individuals or organizations. Wait, ability? So the threat actor can be just a person who works in the red team. I would add like malicious impact or malicious intent, not just the ability. Ability can have each of us to disrupt the service, but it doesn't make us threat actors. It's just talent, skill. I would say a person that has a malicious intent to impact security of the organization or individuals because it can also be physical threat actor. Okay, hacktivist, an attacker that is motivated by a social issue or political cause. Hacktivist, an individual that is um hacktivist, an attacker that is an attacker that is motivated by issue or political cause. Organized crime. Organized crime, an enterprise run by well funded people who are motivated mainly by money or profits. Well funded people. What? That's weird. Let's ask Chat. It's not just enterprise. It needs to be malicious because it's crime. Malicious uh, that consists of well-funded people. It doesn't have to be crime. Okay, organized crime. Organized crime. Explain. Look, structured group of people who work together to commit crimes. Exactly. They have malicious intent, often on a large scale, with the goal of making money, gaining power, or controlling certain markets. Well funded people. So, in this case, this explanation doesn't make sense. You're right. The explanation, the screenshot is a bit too narrow, even misleading. Organized crime is not just well funded people after profits. Exactly. Doesn't make sense. But I have to, well, I have to mark this as correct because otherwise it won't give me points for my assignment. So even though that wasn't correct, I have to say it was. Threat hunting, a practice of proactively searching for cyber threats, a practice of proactively searching for cyber threats that are lurking, detected in the network, that are lurking undetected, lurking undetected, lurking undetected. Okay, like they are hidden. Threat hunting, practice of searching for threats, cyber threats that are lurking undetected in a network. 6. Structured threat information expression. Structured threat information expression. What's that? An XML language originally sponsored by the US Department of Homeland Security. Structured threat information expression. The 6.2.1 current version defines 12 sticks domain objects, including things like attack patterns, identities, malware, threat actors, and tools. Domain including threat, structured threat information expression. Structured threat information expression is an XML language sponsored by US Department of Homeland Security. 6. Structured threat intelligence expression. 6.2.1 is a current version, defines 12 six domains, right? Domain objects, including attack patterns, identities, malware threat actors, and tools. All right, let's go to the next one. Script kiddies. Malicious actors. Oh, here are they are malicious, but before the threat actor or crime, organized crime, they weren't malicious. They were just people who go after money. Here, script kiddies, they are super malicious. More than the threat actor and the crime, organized crime. Malicious actors who use pre-existing tools, often in relatively unsophisticated ways. Script kiddies, malicious actors that use pre-existing tools, not in a sophisticated way, in relatively unsophisticated ways. Okay, there now flashcards. Another flashcards. Unattempted. Okay, let's go. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP. A client server protocol that provides an IP address as well as information such as the default gateway subnet mask for a network segment on which a host will reside. A client server protocol. DHCP, a client server protocol that provides IP address, default gateway, mask, and network segment on which the host resides. On which a host resides. DHCP, I know for sure there will be some easier explanation. Please explain simply and simple and short. Sure. And this is better. It's a network service that automatically gives devices IP addresses and other settings. Yes, DHCP automatically assigns IP to devices and subnet mask, gateway, network segmentation, DNS, domain name system, so they can connect to the network without manual input, without manual setup. And this is better explanation. NetFlow. NetFlow is a Cisco network protocol that collects IP traffic information, allowing network traffic monitoring. NetFlow is a Cisco proprietary, right? NetFlow is a Cisco protocol that monitors traffic and collects IP traffic information. That collects IP traffic information and monitors traffic network. Okay. Passive fingerprinting. Passive fingerprinting. A type of fingerprinting that relies on logs and other existing data which may not provide information needed to fully identify targets. A type of fingerprinting, passive fingerprinting, a type of fingerprinting that relies on logs and other data which may not provide information needed to fully identify targets. Huh. I would ask Chat Same here, please. Passive fingerprinting. Identifying a system or device by quietly observing its existing traffic, logs, or behavior without sending any probes or packets. It's just, okay, it's just observing the traffic. That's it. Without anything specific, without going deeper, passive fingerprinting. Observing the existing traffic logs, behavior, identifying a device behavior or system, just observing. CISA is really complicating those terms. Nmap, a command line port scanner that provides a broad range of capabilities, such as multiple scan modes intended to bypass firewalls and other network protection devices. Nmap, a command line protocol scanner. Command line protocol scanner. Yeah, because we use Nmap in a command line prompt terminal. Okay, Nmap, a command line, a protocol scanner uh, range of, that provides range of capabilities, a broad range of capabilities, different scan modes intended to bypass firewalls and other protections, network protections. Oops. Okay, it's good. Operating system fingerprinting, the ability to identify an operating system based on network traffic that it sends. Operating system fingerprinting is defining what operating system is there based on the sent traffic. Okay, the ability to identify an operating system. Active reconnaissance, a type of computer attack that uses host scanning tools to gather information about systems, services, and vulnerabilities. Active reconnaissance, a type of computer attack that uses host scanning tools to gather information about systems, services, and vulnerabilities. Active reconnaissance, a type of computer attack that uses host scanning tools to gather information about system services and vulnerabilities. Okay, thank you. Next, netstat. Netstat, a command line tool for monitoring network connections, both incoming and outgoing connections, incoming and outgoing, as well as viewing routing tables, interface statics, and so on. It must be something simpler. Net, netstat, go. Network statistics, netstat. Okay, active connections. Netstat shows active connections, shows addresses in numbers. Oh, okay, I got it. Both combined routing table, netstat routing tables, and protocol statistics. Active connections, addresses in numbers, active connections, routing tables, and statistics. Shows protocol statistics. That's it. 4 things. They complicate here. Access control list is a list that specifies which users or system processes have access to a specific object. Access control list, a list that specifies which users or system processes have access. Access control list is a list that specifies what users or systems have access to a specific object, such as application or processes. In addition to what operations users can perform. In addition to what operations. Access control list is a list that specifies access can, what devices and what systems, yes, have access to what objects like application or a process. Okay, correct. Domain name system, DNS. A hierarchical, decentralized naming system for computers. A hierarchical, decentralized naming system for computers, services, or other resources connected to the internet or a private network. I'm falling asleep. Okay, DNS. Who is a widely used internet record listing, a widely known, no, a widely used internet record listing, a widely used internet listing that identify who owns the domain, and how to get in contact with them. Okay, cool. Let's do. Oh, I have to submit this first. Okay, cool. Let's do one more. Hmm. One more. Hashing utility. Hashing utility is a utility that verifies the forensic integrity of an image. A utility that verifies the forensic integrity of an image and ensures that the copy of an image exactly matches a source drive or a device. Hashing utility, a utility that verifies the forensic hashing utility, a utility that verifies the forensic integrity of an image and ensures the copy matches a source. Okay, it's just checking the integrity. Hashing utility is a utility that checks the integrity that copy matches the source. That's all. No complication. Analysis utility. A utility that provides a number of useful capabilities that can offer insight into what occurred on a system, such as a Windows registry analysis, timelines of system changes, validation tools, and so on. Analysis utility. A utility that provides a number of useful capabilities that can offer. This is so complicated. Okay, let's. It must be something. Please be. Be simple. Okay. Analysis utility, a tool that helps examine a system to understand what happened. For example, checking registry changes, examine the system to understand what happened, timelines, or validating files. In short, a tool for investigating system activity. And this is what I like, a tool for investigating system activity. Much simpler. Okay, analysis utility, a tool that helps understand what happened on a system that examines a system activity. A utility that helps understand what occurred on a system, such as Windows registry, timelines, validation tools. Yeah, like anything what happened on a system, on the operating system. All right. Imaging utility creates a forensic image of a complete disk partition, logical volume. Imaging utility that creates image of forensic image. Imaging utility, a tool that creates forensic image of a complete disk partition and something else, and logical volume. Disk partition and logical volume. Next, forensic drive duplicator. Forensic drive duplicator, a tool that copies the content of a drive. Tool that copies the content of a drive to another new drive. Forensic drive duplicator, a tool that copies the content of a drive to another drive. Okay. And the content of the original drive matches with that of the new drive. A drive to another new drive, that the content. Oh, they like to complicate lives. Forensic drive duplicator copies the content from drive to another drive and it matches the original source. That's it. That's all. Period. Blank. Write blocker. A tool that permits read-only access to data storage devices without compromising the integrity of the data. A tool, write blocker, a tool that permits read-only access to data storage. What was the term? Write blocker, blocker, write blocker, a tool, write blocker, a tool that permits read-only access to data storage devices without compromising the integrity. Read-only access without compromising the integrity of the data. Okay, thank you. Next, chain of custody. Custody, a chronological documentation or paper trail that records the sequence of custody control, transfer, analysis, and disposition of physical or electronic evidence. Chain of custody, a chronological documentation. Chain of custody, a chronological documentation of custody. Of custody, control, transfer, analysis, and disposition of physical or electronic evidence. Disposition. Disposition is tendency, nature. Okay, chain of custody is a record that tracks who handled evidence, and this is much easier to understand. A record that tracks who handled evidence, when, what was done, who, when, and what, to prove it wasn't tampered. Documentations, a record that tracks who handled evidence, what and when it was done to prove it that it wasn't tampered. Thank you. Order of volatility. Volatility. Order of volatility. Order in which users need to recover data after an incident. The order in which users need to recover data after an incident before data is overwritten, det- deteriorated, and erased. Deteriorated. Pronunciation, please.
Order of volatility. Back, click to flip.
The order.
The order in which users need to recover data after an incident before data is overwritten, deteriorated, and erased.
Deteriorated. Deteriorated. And erased. Order of volatility. The order in which users need to recover data after the incident. The order in which users need to recover data after an incident before it's erased, overwritten, or deteriorated. And deteriorated means deteriorated means decay, like before it's destroyed, right? Overwritten, erased, deteriorated, before it disappears, before it fades away, before it weakens, decline, worsen. Okay. File carving is a process of extracting data, from a computer when the data has no associated file system. Metadata. Extracting data from a computer when the data has no associated file. Chat, please help. Okay. File carving, recovering files or data without file system info. That's it. By looking at raw data patterns like file headers, footers. Cool. File carving is recovering files without raw data, just by looking at raw patterns data like headers, footers, data without file system info. Extracting data without metadata, without system information. Next, please. Forensic Toolkit, FTK, Forensic Toolkit, FTK. A court-accepted digital investigation platform that is built for speed, analytics, and enterprise-class scalability. A court forensic toolkit, FTK. A court appeal accepted, not appeal. A court accepted digital investigation platform that is built for speed, analytics, and enterprise. This is just tools that are used by the court, I would say. Forensic toolkit. A court accepted digital investigation. Okay, the forensic toolkit is a digital investigation tool built for analytics and enterprise class scalability. Forensic toolkit. FTK, a court accepted digital tool. A court accepted digital investigation platform. Next one, password cracking. A recovery process of secret passwords from data stored or transmitted by a computer. A recovery process? Not password. It's not like compromising passwords, like cracking, like they discover what passwords someone has. Really? This is recovering? I don't think that this is recovering. I think this is when someone cracks someone else's password. You're right. The wording in your screenshot makes it sound like a legit recovery tool, right? And it's not. I don't think so. This is the process of trying to guess or break a password, hacking a password, not recovering. Recovering is when you forget your password and you try to recover. Okay, thank you. That's all. Thank you and see you soon.